You know those perfect summer days? Sun's out, you're at the park, and your dog is just pure joy, chasing a ball, that big, happy grin on their face? I mean, that's what being a dog owner is all about, right? But what's scary is how quickly that perfect day can flip into an absolute nightmare.
And I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but this is a stone-cold fact from veterinary experts. A dog can go from playing happily to a life-or-death emergency in literally 10 minutes. That is how fast heat stroke can kill. So let me ask you, and really think about this for a second. If your dog started to get wobbly, if that panting turned frantic, would you know in that exact moment the right steps to take to save their life? Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
So we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden danger. We'll get into what heat stroke actually is, why it happens so darn fast in dogs, and, most importantly, how to spot the signs and what to do when every single second is on the line.
Okay, so first things first, what are we even talking about? A dog's normal temperature is somewhere around 101 to 102.5 Fahrenheit. Heat stroke or hyperthermia is when that internal thermostat just skyrockets past 105 degrees. At that point, their body's cooling system is totally overwhelmed. We're talking organ damage, brain damage, and worse.
You might be thinking, hey, I get hot, I deal with it. Why is it so different for my dog? And the answer is pretty fascinating. It's all in their biology. They are basically built to hold on to heat, not get rid of it.
Think about it this way. When we get hot, we have this incredible built-in air conditioning system. We sweat from millions of glands all over our skin, and it cools us down super efficiently. Dogs, they can't do that. Their main tool is panting, which is basically just evaporating moisture off their tongue. Yeah, they have a few sweat glands in their paws, but it's like trying to put out a forest fire with a squirt gun.
And you know, some dogs have it way tougher than others. Those adorable flat-faced breeds, your pugs and bulldogs, they really struggle to pant effectively. Dogs with thick, beautiful coats, they're basically wearing a fur parka in July. And of course, the very young and very old, their bodies just can't regulate temperature as well. Being overweight or having underlying health problems also puts them at a huge disadvantage. Now, heat-related illness isn't like a light switch that just flips on. No, it's a progression. And learning to recognize these 3 stages is probably one of the most important things you can do as a dog owner. So let's walk through them. Stage 1 is heat stress. This is your warning bell. Your dog might just seem a little off, a little tired, maybe not paying as much attention. You'll definitely notice heavy-duty panting, maybe some thick, pasty saliva. But here's the pro tip. Check their gums. If they're a really bright, almost brick red color, that's your sign. This is the moment to stop everything and start cooling them down. If you miss those early signs, things can get serious fast. Welcome to Stage 2, heat exhaustion. Now, your dog might be weak, stumbling around like they're dizzy, the panting is just out of control. They might even start to vomit or have diarrhea. Their body is actively starting to shut down. This is a full-blown veterinary emergency.
And then there's Stage 3, heat stroke. This is the absolute crisis point. The dog is confused, uncoordinated, they might have tremors or even seizures. Check those gums again. If they've gone pale or white or even bluish, that's a sign of shock. They could collapse at any second. This is when you need to take immediate, drastic action to have any chance of saving them.
Okay, so you see the signs. Now what? What do you actually do? This next part, this is the most critical section of this whole guide. These are the steps you need to have locked and loaded in your brain. I want you to burn this mantra into your memory. It comes from the RSPCA, and it's brilliant. Cool first, transport second. Your first instinct might be to panic, throw your dog in the car, and speed to the vet. But your absolute #1 priority is to start bringing that core body temperature down, right then, right there.
So here's your 5-minute action plan. Number 1, stop. Get them out of the heat. Now, carry them if you need to. Number 2, cool. Get cool tap water and pour it all over their body. Really focus on the neck, the belly, and the inner thighs. That's where major blood vessels are close to the surface and you can cool their blood down faster. A fan is a huge help here too. And number 3, transport. Once you've started cooling, call your vet, tell them you're coming, and then go.
Now, let's talk about a big myth you might have heard. People worry about using cold water, thinking it'll shock the dog. But listen to this expert from the RSPCA, Lauren Bennett. She says dousing an overheating dog in cool or cold tap water is vital. Hesitating is the real enemy here. Your goal is to get that temperature down, and fast, so don't be afraid to use the water you have.
Knowing what not to do is just as important. Okay,
Rule 1, do not wrap your dog in a wet towel. It feels like it should work, but it actually traps heat like a wetsuit. Don't try to force them to drink. They could easily choke. And let's clarify the water thing. We're talking cool tap water, not ice or ice-cold water. Super cold temps can actually make the blood vessels in the skin shrink, which traps the heat deep inside their body, making things worse.
Of course, the absolute best way to treat heat stroke is to make sure it never, ever happens. We've talked about the emergency plan, but being proactive, that's what's really going to keep your best friends safe and sound all summer long.
A lot of this is common sense, but it's so important we have to say it. Never, ever, ever leave your dog in a parked car, not even for a minute. Plan your walks for the early morning or late evening when it's cooler, and always, always make sure they've got fresh water and a shady place to chill out. Oh, and here's a great tip. You can actually train your dog to voluntarily dunk their head in a bucket of water. It sounds silly, but it's one of the fastest ways to cool them down.
Look, when it comes down to it, it's all on you. In an emergency, you are your dog's #1 advocate. You're their first responder. Their life is literally in your hands. So after all this, the question is pretty simple. Are you ready?